Hello, this is a short little video about the connection between opportunity cost and trade. And the importance of this video is to get across the point that the root of all trade that happens is because of the differences in opportunity costs that different people have. So in this situation, we're looking at a hypothetical situation where we have two pirates who are basically stuck on the same island, Barracuda Barbara and Jellyfish Jake. And they both can produce bananas and crabs. And in this situation, right, Barracuda Barbara, if she spends all of her time getting bananas, she'll have 5 bananas. And if she spends all of her time getting crabs, she'll have 5 crabs. Meanwhile, Jellyfish Jake, if he spends all of his time getting bananas, he will have 8 bananas. If he spends all of his time getting crabs, he will have 2 crabs. And the question is, what should these two people do? Now, the basic answer is that they should specialize and trade with each other. But let's get into the evidence that says that specialization and trade is definitely the better way to go. Let's first assume that they can't trade with each other, that they each have to do everything on their own. And in that case, they split their time 50-50 to see what they get. Barracuda Barbara splits her time between bananas and crabs. At the end of the day, she will have 2.5 bananas and 2.5 crabs. Jellyfish Jake, if he splits his time, he will have 4 bananas and 1 crab. The sum total for their world would be 6.5 bananas and 3.5 crabs. That's the total output that they would get in their time if they only could, if they had to split their time and do one thing and then the other thing. Now, how would this change if they could specialize and only produce the thing that they are good at? Well, in that case, let me erase this part right here. In that case, what they're going to do is specialize in the thing that they are most productive at, the thing that they have the lowest opportunity cost at. And for Jellyfish Jake, the thing that he is best at is producing bananas. Because he's best at producing bananas, Barracuda Barbara should make crabs. And in this situation, if they focus on what they're best at the end of the day, they will have 8 bananas and 5 crabs in their world. Collectively, that's what they'll have. And if you consider that when they were by themselves, if they each had to split their time, they would only have 6.5 bananas and 3.5 crabs. You can definitely see that they are wealthier in a situation where they each specialize in what they're good at. So clearly, if you can create a world where people can specialize in what they're good at, you will have a wealthier world. This is the idea that sort of underpins trade. More stuff gives the opportunity for both parties to actually walk away from any kind of trade deal better off. And this is a really important insight that economists have about this. Trade is not a win-lose situation. Trade, when between rational, self-motivated individuals with different opportunity costs, trade becomes a win-win scenario for both people. And let's look at how that happens. Let us consider a situation where Barracuda Barbara spends all of her time, and she has 5 crabs that she's made, and Jellyfish Jake has spent all of his time making bananas, and he has 8 bananas. Now, in this situation, Barracuda Barbara might want to have some bananas. Now, she has a choice. She could either go off and get bananas on her own, or she could try to trade with Jellyfish Jake to get bananas. The question is, what is a good rate of exchange? Well, the idea of a good rate of exchange really comes down to, can somebody be made better off than they would be on their own? If I could be made better off by just working for myself, I should just keep working for myself. If I can be made better off by trading with someone, then I should do that. And whether or not you should work on your own or trade with someone else is really determined by your own opportunity cost. For example, for Barbara, Barbara's opportunity cost here is 1 banana to 1 crab. She could do either one. For every crab she gets, she gives up a banana, right? For every banana she gets, she gives up a crab, right? It's a 1-to-1 opportunity cost here. What about for Jellyfish Jake? Well, in his case, he has an opportunity cost of 1 crab to 4 bananas. Every crab that he chooses to go and get, he gives up getting 4 bananas. He clearly has a much higher opportunity cost here, right? It's very expensive for him to go get crabs. He's better off focusing on bananas. So in this situation, right, Barracuda Barbara has the lower opportunity cost for crabs, therefore she goes and gets the crabs. Jellyfish Jake, lower opportunity cost for getting bananas, that's what he does. Now here's the cool thing. You'll notice that we have Barbara's opportunity cost and we have Jellyfish Jake's opportunity cost. They're different. The difference in the opportunity cost gives a whole lot of opportunity for both people to benefit from trade. Any combination of exchange rates between their opportunity costs will give them a benefit. For example, suppose they decide to trade at a rate of 1 crab to, why don't I write it this way, they decide to trade at a rate of 3 bananas to 1 crab. Is this a good deal for both of them? And the answer is yes. Check this out. If Barbara has 5 crabs and she can trade away 1 of those crabs to get 3 bananas, at the end of the day what she'll have is 4 crabs and 3 bananas, which is better off than she would have been on her own. How about Jellyfish Jake? Well, if Jellyfish Jake can trade away 3 of his bananas to get a crab, at the end of the day he will have 5 bananas left and 1 crab. He again is better off than he would have been on his own. This is a good exchange rate. It's between their 2 opportunity costs. What about 2 bananas for 1 crab? This is also between their 2 exchange rates, and both of them would benefit from this exchange rate as well. So the key idea here is that for 2 people, if they can specialize in production, they will have a wealthier world, and if they can trade at an exchange rate between their 2 opportunity costs, both of them will be made better off. And so the key idea is that trade is good for both parties in this situation.